have no idea how hard it is to live out the greatest romance of the century.
One of the reasons I cast Abby was because there's a strength about her as an actress when she doesn't say anything.
She had an incredible aesthetic. I mean, her style was something that was just so brave. She was so bold in her style.
They were fashion icons and still live on to this day as fashion icons and have inspired many fashion designers and lots of fashion collections. They're kind of a wealth of inspiration.
She had every fashion house from Schiaparelli to Balenciaga to Christian Dior creating these magnificent dresses and clothes for her.
I have the great fortune to wear the most extraordinary costumes in this film. And they're all exquisite, and it's like architecture to me.
Doing research with Ariane was really fun too, going to the Victoria and Albert Museum and looking in the archives of the Duke and the Duchess and touching their clothes and seeing them.
Mary.
Well, the story has a dreamlike quality about it, and while I relied heavily on historical facts and trying to be as authentic as I possibly could with both the story of Edward and Wallace and the actual auction, and what was important to me was to capture the inner life of Wallace Simpson and the inner life of the character Wally, the modern day character, and really, to me, the story is the story of the journey of a female soul, and that is bigger than the historical relevance.
Action! The more experience an actor has, the easier it is for me, the director, because then you're just turning a dial. I was lucky to have a lot of people that fit that description.
And walk! Cut! Great.
All right, got it.
I had the most amazing Steadicam operator.
I'm not your Steadicam.
I had the most talented cinematographer, the greatest costume designer, hair and makeup, production designer. I had an amazing crew. And when you surround yourself with great people, you're gonna rise up if you just pay attention. If people walk out of the theater and go, wow, I didn't know that about the Duke and the Duchess, or I didn't know that about Wallace Simpson, or I didn't think that way, or, you know, I was in a relationship like that I couldn't get out of, or, you know, whatever. If people can connect on any one of those levels, I'll be very happy.
Happy birthday, we. Who's we?
Wallace and Edward, silly.
So what is your thing with the Duke and the Duchess?
Little girls love fairy tales.
How do you know they lived happily ever after?
His Royal Highness is calling from Paris.
You know you'll give in if you speak to him.
He's my brother.
The last thing you need is your brother dashing around England with that trollop.
Tell him I'm busy.
Your family will never stand for it. The Prime Minister won't stand for it.
Then I'll give up the throne.
And I will be the most despised woman in the world.
He seems to have made his bed, hasn't he?
I have found it impossible to discharge my duties as king without the help and support of the woman I love.
The whole world turned against her, but she never backed down.
Yo, Mom, can you please take down that photo of me and Alan?
Which picture, sweetie?
The wedding photo? We are divorced.
We just thought it was a nice memory.
Of my failed marriage?
Well, the wedding wasn't a failure. Remember the tiramisu?
I like that, Alan.
Dad, he's my ex-husband. You're supposed to be on my team.
He's a nice guy, that's all. I didn't know there were teams.
These kind of movies are my favorite to make because you shoot them in 30 days, you have a really small crew, and it's a little bit like packing up and joining the circus. And I just love that. I really, really love it. And there's a camaraderie and like a real togetherness, a real family about it that I love. And the crew was amazing. In many ways, I think everybody was endeared to her. And it was really nice when you work on a set where everybody really kind of likes what they're doing. And we all had a laugh every once in a while by kind of pushing the envelope with her, saying the most outrageous thing that we possibly, people coming up. The spirit of the movie, I've come to realize, free people to come up to you and acknowledge things that I don't think they would acknowledge normally about things that they've done that is very Mavis-y or stuff like that. And it's really lovely.
Is that a dog in your bag?
Nope.
We actually allow small pets with a cleaning deposit.
Good. Good, because I have a small dog in my vehicle.
I'll put the Eva dog.
I was so thrilled when Jason Reitman called me and said that he had offered the role to Charlize and that she was going to do it. Because, honestly, I never dreamed of working with somebody like her. She is just the ultimate. She's just at the top of her game. She's got an Oscar. She's an icon. And I just admire her bravery. I think it can be difficult to be associated with a character like this. You really have to have guts to say that I'm going to be Mavis Gary.
I'm going to a rock concert with an old flame. And I think there is a chance we may reconnect.
Let's show him what he's been missing.
No, he's seen me recently. He knows. But his wife hasn't seen me in a while, so...
Well, it's the end of my shift, and my son has to be picked up from school. So I'm just going to send over another associate. She's up on all the trends. Shauna?
You know, we didn't want to make these brash decisions, or, you know, we didn't want to paint the suburbs as something negative or as a joke or, you know, as, oh, we've gone out to pasture, which I think a lot of movies can do with the suburban life, an idyllic suburban life. I think they're just really normal, good people, and, you know, whether some people may view them as just a hick because they just, you know, dress in flannel and have a good time, you know, then that's the audience projecting it from Charlize's point of view.
Here's that book for your niece.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for remembering. I'll send it to her.
There's a character in that one that's based on you.
What?
In the book. I mean, I named him Ashby, but it's so blatantly you. When you read it, it'll be obvious.
Hope he's cool.
We're not even supposed to do that. We're supposed to stick to this character Bible.
Hey. Nice to see you again.
You too.
The scene in the movie is one of the last scenes. It's between Charlize and an actress named Colette Wolfe, who plays Patton Oswalt's sister, Sandra. And it's the scene where we expect Mavis to change. Because that's what a character does in every movie. They learn some great lesson, they become a better person. But that's not what happens in real life. In real life, often we are given the opportunity to change and we don't. We learn something and it has no effect. And that's what happens to Mavis. Right in the moment, right in the scene where we expect her to become a better person, she does not. She goes back to being exactly who she was before. She's learned something, but she has not created any change in her life.
Matt. Free home. Yeah. Yeah, your locker was right there. Right next to mine.
We didn't run in the same circles. You were pretty popular, if I remember correctly. You won Best Hair.
Did I? What did you win?
I didn't. They usually give out like 15 of those, and only to like the same 5 people.
You can come to the city with me like we always planned.
Mavis, I'm a married man.
No, we can beat this thing together.